Welcome to the Rooted in the Seasons podcast, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're talking about something I know many of us wrestle with: snacking when we're not actually hungry. We all do it. A handful of nuts while replying to emails, a quick trip to the kitchen between Zoom calls, something sweet at 4 p.m. when energy dips and focus fades. But have you ever paused to ask, why am I reaching for food when I'm not really hungry? In Ayurveda, the answer isn't just about willpower, it's about rhythm, it's about digestion and subtle imbalances in our body and our mind. So, why do we snack when we're not hungry? Snacking often isn't about hunger. It can be a signal of boredom, of discomfort, or stress. Because we tend to snack, at least I do, when I do something for a long time and need a break. Or when we're stressed and we need a quick boost. Or maybe the task we're doing feels uncomfortable, unfamiliar, or just too much. Sugary or salty snacks can give us that quick mental energy we're after. Have you asked yourself what's really going on underneath the craving? Are you truly hungry, or just tired, restless, or a bit overwhelmed? So, to pause and let this sink in. The urge to snack is more a signal, because it might not be really about the food, but response, a habit, a signal that something else might be going on. Now, how do we how do we know that it's not real hunger? Here's one way Ayurveda helps us tell the difference. Drink a glass of hot water and wait for half an hour. Yes, that's all. Because if the hunger goes away, it wasn't true hunger. Maybe it was one of the above. And your body or mind just need a breather. But if you're still hungry after that, it's true hunger. And you should eat something. If it's not quite mealtime yet, have a piece of fruit or a cup of warm spiced milk to tide you over. If your lunch break is in sight, try to stay with the hunger. Hunger actually builds the appetite and starts the digestion. Let's look at what Ayurveda actually says about snacking. The word snacking doesn't feature in Ayurveda. Ayurveda looks at meal times. And the Ashtanga Hridayam gives us some very clear guidance about this. Atyashana means eating before the previous meal is digested. Asana, eating incompatible foods. And Vishamasana, eating in improper quantities or at irregular times. These are the causes of serious disease or even death. Correct, timely eating supports health and longevity. That's what the Ashtangaruttayam in the Sutrasthana, chapter 8, 33 and 34 tell us about eating in between meals. It's like trying to cook new rice in a pot that's still got half-cooked rice in it. The result? Neither batch cooks properly. And if you eat that, your system doesn't know which rice to digest, the half-cooked one or the overcooked one. So it ends up being confused, and neither rice is properly digested. And your digestion is sluggish. So here we got another reminder that timing matters. Not just what you eat, but when you eat, and whether your body is actually ready for it. So we talked about why we might snack from boredom, stress, or uncomfortable situation, and what Ayurveda tells us about the timing of eating. Let's look at another phenomenon that leads to snacking. Many women I work with, especially those managing careers, kids, or caregiving, fall into the habit of eating light all day or even skipping meals out of fear of feeling heavy and getting tired. I can easily skip breakfast, which I shouldn't, and eat first thing at lunch. I like to get things done in the morning and ignore the body's call for food until it stops reminding me. And all is good until later in the day or in the evening. No fail. At one point, I feel that I skipped a meal. So I start snacking mostly before dinner because I'm really hungry. Or even worse, later in the evening because I'm getting hungry again, because my body just didn't have had enough food in the day. Have you experienced something like this as well? Ayurveda teaches that warm, nourishing food and a substantial lunch, especially around midday when the digestion is strongest. Regular intake of food suitable to our digestive strength prevents those 3 p.m. energy crashes or late evening hunger attacks. Let me tell you about a client who changed this pattern completely. She kept a food journal for 2 weeks. What it revealed? Every afternoon a packet of crisps. Lunch, usually a sandwich at her desk or eaten in the car. I asked her to try one thing, a warm sit-down lunch. She said she'd give it a go. 2 weeks later, the crisps were gone. Not because she forced herself to stop. She wasn't hungry anymore in the afternoon. And that's what happens when we feed the body what it really needs. If you're curious to try something new, here's what works for me. Stewed fruit or porridge in the morning, a grounding khichdi or a seasonal warm dish for lunch. Herbal support like chyawanprash, ghee or soaked almonds in the morning. These ojas is the vitality, is life, nourish your tissues and reduce cravings throughout the day. My morning routine is a teaspoon of ghee before my hot water. I wash it down with the hot water. A teaspoon of chyawanprash and 3 to 5 peeled almonds, which I soak the night before. Most days, 3 almonds are enough. But these simple, potent foods in the morning help keep false hunger at bay. If I forget the soaked almonds, I for sure will notice something is missing all day long. So again, we're coming back to nourishment, real grounding food at the right time. It's simple and it works. Now, I want to zoom out a bit, because it's not just what we eat, it's how and where we eat, and even who has prepared the food. Because food isn't just about what's on our plate. It's also about how and where you eat and who prepared it. So ask yourself, are you eating in a rush while multitasking? Are you sitting down at a calm space or hunched over your laptop? Are you using a plate where the food is nicely laid out, or just grabbing food from a plastic bowl? Ayurveda teaches us that the energetics around our food matter. The way you cook it, the way you serve it, and eat it makes a big difference to how it's received by your body and your nervous system. I know this sounds minor, but once you notice the difference, it's hard to unsee it. Sitting down, even for 5 or 10 minutes, creates a pause. It resets your system, and you return to what you were doing before with more clarity and ease. You might be thinking, but I don't have time for this. And I would say, make the time, because it gives you energy back. And habits, like working lunges, are just that, habits. We can shift them. We can create a new habit. Now, let's look at something else that might be at play. Could your snack craving actually be sleep deprivation? When you're underslept, your body still needs energy, even more so. And food is the fastest, easiest substitute. That's why we crave sweet food, because it nourishes and provides brain energy. Salty food gives energy. Sour food sharpens the senses and energizes the body, nourishes the heart, and it enlivens the mind. But here's the truth. These cravings won't go away until you get real sleep. Sleep is the missing piece, not snacks. So far, we looked at snacking as a sign of stress, light meals of tiredness, and missed pauses. And there are simple things that we can do to bring back balance. We talked about many reasons why we've been snacking, but what to do instead of snacking? Is there something that we can do instead when that urge to grab something hits? Being a yoga teacher, I would like to suggest something totally different. The next time you feel the urge to grab a snack when you're not hungry, try a pause instead. Take child pose, which is you're sitting on your heels and folding forward the upper body. This calms the mind. Legs up the wall to re-energize is excellent for a break. A seated twist is great to refresh your nervous system and the muscles in your back. And you can easily do it on your office chair. Observe your breath with its natural pauses after the in and the out breath to get a fresh perspective. Or fold forward on your chair and let your upper body relax to de-stress the shoulders, the neck, and the arms. Sometimes what you really need is rest, not food. And if we implement one of these poses into our daily life, when we have a regular pause, then the body catches up there, and also this will help to stop the habit of snacking over time. If journaling helps you tune in, these journaling prompts can lead you to explore it further. This week, keep a simple food and feeling journal. Notice when cravings arise. What's happening around you? What are you doing? What time is it? Ask, am I truly hungry? Could I be thirsty? Could I be tired or feel lonely? Or just need a break? Did I eat enough at my last meal? Did I sleep enough? Let your journal guide you towards more awareness and conscious eating habits and fewer energy dips. It's not about judgment, just noticing. Awareness is everything. So let's bring it all together. Rethink snacking. See it as a signal, as a message. A sign your body is asking for rhythm, for rest or nourishment. We talked about how snacking shows up when we're tired or stressed. How small, nourishing meals at regular times can help. How energy, sleep, and digestion all play a part. How yoga poses or a pause can sometimes do more than food ever could. If you were to try one thing this week, just one, try the hot water. Check in. Drink a glass of hot water, wait 30 minutes, and just see what your body tells you. Even better, sip hot water throughout the day, because that also keeps the false hunger at bay. One last thing. What about Vata? Vata's digestive fire is irregular. This means some days it's strong and others it's weak. Vata cannot digest large meals. They might lead to gas or bloating. I often get asked if that makes it okay for Vata to snack. Here's what I say. Vata needs smaller portions, yes. But these small meals should be eaten at regular times because Vata's main nature is irregularity. And when you implement regular times, then Vata starts to thrive and avoid further imbalances. Vata's daily meal schedule could look like 7 a.m. breakfast, 10 a.m. a fruit or a warm milk, 1 p.m. lunch, 4 p.m. a fruit or spiced milk, and 7 p.m. dinner. This leaves 3 clear hours between the meals. No snacks. Go back to the hot water. Sip it throughout the day. This will nourish and hydrate Vata dosha and prevent it from becoming imbalanced. Thank you so much for listening today. If this resonates with you, I'd love it to share it with someone who might need to hear that. And if you're curious about any of the foods or routines I mentioned, you'll find the links in the blog post. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, stay nourished, stay steady, and stay rooted in the season. Bye-bye.